Garcelle finally used her words, and I was here for it. Welcome to Cliff Alerts. Today I will be reviewing the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. But before I get into it, please like, share, and subscribe, and please send me your comments. So this is a continuation of that fundraiser that went sideways at Dorit's house. Sutton is speaking up, saying that she was contacted by an attorney who wanted to find out whether she knew some information regarding one of the cases that has been filed against Erica and her husband. Dorit said that she was the only one that spoke up among the women. Garcelle checked her immediately, saying that she was not the only one, and they showed flashbacks of both her and Karl talking about their concern about what they were told by Erica surrounding the alleged embezzlement situation. Erica is a liability to the entire group, and clearly she forgot about that. Madame piped up and said that Garcelle was the only one who was really closed off as it relates to getting into a relationship with her. She said she tried a lot of times to initiate a friendship, but Garcelle shut it down at every turn. Now, if you can remember, at Madame's Christmas party, Garcelle thanked her for inviting her, and this is where Madame issued an apology. She said that they had gotten off on the wrong foot. She believes that Garcelle liked her, and Garcelle and her agreed to move forward and try to establish some kind of relationship. So Garcelle was a little bit irritated that she would bring that up. In fact, Garcelle said, well, first we were talking about liability, then lawyer, then how did I get my name get into this conversation? And Madame said that she was not trying to get to know her. And since the conversation at her Christmas party, she hasn't seen Garcelle. And I wondered if Madame understood that Garcelle works for a living. She got a family and she got responsibilities, so she is not going to be floating through Madame's home like the other ladies, because, there is no need for her to do that. And Garcelle even made a snarky remark in her confessional that if Madame wanted to get to know her, she could Google her. Rinna, who you could see a coordinated attack, asked Garcelle if she understood what Madame was saying, and that, she feels that Garcelle is being defensive. She said that Garcelle was defensive because of fear. She could approach the situation with Madame coming from a place of love. This is the same woman who just cussed Sutton out at a dinner party to raise funds for a non-profit organization. And she did this in the presence of the donors and the board. And she is telling Garcelle that she needs to come from a place of love as it relates to Madame. So once Garcelle checked Rinna, Garcelle said that, this is what she's talking about. That's why she can't get to know the women, because none of them come in defense of her. And deceitful Karl chirped up that she doesn't know what's going on. Clutch my pearls, but I support Garcelle. Now, Karl was the one who initiated that entire scenario with the shouting and the screaming and the cussing and the the whatever was going on. And she took ownership of that, and she thought that ish was funny. So her remark that she doesn't know what's going on again confirms who she is. Crystal is in her kitchen and she's having a drink with her husband. She's still trying to work through the eating disorder situation and is really hurt by all that she has to go through. And she's carrying an additional burden, worrying about what the woman may say. She needs to get rid of that codependent tendency she got going on and really try to keep her business, and not look to these women for support, because every last one of the 5 Vox 5, Hypocrites 5 are deceitful. Kathy came over and Kathy basically said she can't worry about the woman. She just gotta do her and keep her business as her business. Make steps to get into a better place as it relates to the eating disorder. Karl meets up with Sutton for her nonsense. She is carrying a beautiful Birkin bag. I love the cobalt blue. It was just beautiful. It cost some cheese. Beloved and I were watching this, and I told him I wanted one, and he said he wanted a Harley, and that pretty much ended our discussion. Karl is telling Sutton, gaslighting Sutton, that she likes to start mess and that her bringing up the lawyer situation for Erica was just not the thing to do. And Sutton had to tell her that, sure, she brought it up, but she noticed that all of them were always defending Erica one way or the other, and don't see potentially that Erica is a bigger liability for all of them than she is to Garcelle. Karl also had to say something about how Sutton was dressed. Evidently, Sutton had on some high-end designers and a handbag. You know how it works. These ladies have some money. It'll be dangerous if I had that position, so I'm not mad at Sutton. And Karl had the what to tell Sutton that she needed to dress down, not wear her expensive stuff, because the man will become intimidated and think that he can't take care of her. At this point, I wouldn't believe anything that's coming out of Karl's mouth. I think she is a stranger to the truth, and I think everything that comes out of her mouth is calculated, and she always positions herself one way or the other. So her advice and nothing is about the same. Erica and Rinna get together for drinks. What it really is to talk about Rinna's party that she's having for her product, yada yada yada. She talks about how Sutton triggers her, and then she tells Erica Sutton like to poke the bear. That's not gonna work. You can't be abuser and victim all at the same time. Maybe you can take a breath through your situation, but you can't be both at the same time. Sutton is their victim, and at the party, Garcelle will be the victim. So here we go. So we have the party going on. It's a sort of disco vibe, so everyone comes dressed as if they're going to the disco. I liked Crystal's outfit, that pink coat with the jumpsuit, and I liked Garcelle's outfit. All the usual suspects came through, including Kathy. These are dancing and enjoying themselves. Eventually, they're sitting down, eating and drinking, And here Karl comes. She gotta have her hand in everything. She's trying to stir stuff up. She is a ish stirrer. So here we go. All the foulness in that pot. So she asked Sutton whether she and Erica had squashed their upset. Sutton said she didn't like being called a liability. She didn't know what that meant. Erica said that Sutton is a liability to Garcelle because he needs to cut Sutton off so then they'll welcome her into the group. And Garcelle's defense of Sutton is what's holding back the group from befriending Garcelle and bringing her in the group. And that, folks, is the mission statement of a mean girl group. That's the funk they do. That's their ish. To be as mean and ugly as they want to be. And they tell people who want to be friends with them or have any kind of association with them that they have to behave in a similar negative, nasty way. And because Garcelle is not doing that, she can't join the group. So Garcelle said, well, you're saying I can't be in this group because I'm in defense of my friend? Well, I'm always going to be in defense of my friend. That's what friends do. Friends defend each other, and friends also check each other. So again, you don't see any of these ladies checking each other. Of the 4-5, you see them instigating and causing problems and stirring up problems and lying and being deceitful, but at no time they check each other, and if they do, it's some half-hearted attempt. Sutton can't articulate properly how she feels because Sutton is going to try to smooth things over and make some comment that makes sense, but she has difficulty with her words. I get it. I do the same myself. Made a joke at Sutton's expense, and Diana and Erica started laughing, and Dorit, you could see, was trying not to laugh, but they thought that Sutton was acting like she was drunk and implied as much. So Erica told Garcelle that she tried to imply that Erica, had a drinking problem. Garcelle said, yeah. I've seen you drink and be out of control. And Erica said, oh, you saw me 3 times. Well, whatever times I saw you, you were out of control and I was concerned. So I mentioned it to Karl and Dorit, who clearly went to tell you stories. But it is what it is. I thought that you needed some sort of balance with your meds and your alcohol, since clearly you can't read that label that says do not drink when you take medication. That's not good for you. So at this point we gotta find a balance, because if you continue you can have some serious problems. She didn't want to hear that. She didn't believe her. Erica then said that the woman will know she has a problem before Garcelle because they are her friends. And Garcelle claps back, yeah, I've heard that before. You guys say it every other day. So that tells you the level of pressure that Garcelle has been under, trying to relate and deal and coexist with these ladies. So Erica said, you implied that I had a drinking problem and it was a false narrative, and why you trying to make me look up bad. And Garcelle said, girl, I don't have to try to make you look bad. You could do that on your own. And Erica claps back and said, well, you look like a liar now. And Garcelle said, well, me, a liar? That don't make any sense. Because clearly she had to pull something out of the hat. It seems like in the Rinna situation, when Garcelle clapped back at Dorit's event, and now they weren't expecting Garcelle to speak up and say a piece. So you could see a level of surprise on their faces when Garcelle told Erica that she doesn't have to make her look bad. She can do that on her own. Then Erica said it's her life. She could do whatever she wants to do. She could destroy it. And Garcelle said, okay, well, destroy it then. Your life has nothing to do with me, so you do you. And you could see they were really like taken aback with all that. Dorit tried to put her 2 cents in. Kathy interjected, and Kathy is going to say something sideways. So you could see the ladies, their attack did not work. And it was just a joy to see Garcelle speak up for herself, because these ladies are foul. So the episode ended. We're gonna see more next week. Of course, they go to Aspen, and we see Garcelle telling Erica, hey, we don't have to be friends. So say, so done. I ain't rocking with you. You do you. Do it over there. And I'm not trying to get into your funky, nasty group. So that's all I'm gonna say about that. Hope you guys are having a great day. Whatever we lay for another person, and if it's not steeped in good, it's going to come back at us one way or the other. Nobody is getting away with anything. Blessings always. Bye-bye.